Hello, good afternoon. My name is Vicky. I'm the president of the Entomological Society of Central Florida, which is a UCF-based club. So if I screen share, our presentation today is about Mantodea, which is the order of mantids. So getting into it, we're gonna do some quick anatomy. So it's just like any other bug. It's got a head, a thorax, and an abdomen. What's cool about them though is that it has specialized body parts, so cool raptorial forearms, a rotating head in which can turn to 180 degrees behind its body, and awesome eyes that are great for seeing long distances away. What do we know already? What's commonly known about mantids? What makes them super cool? Their rotating heads 180 degrees is pretty cool. But they're also very notoriously predatory. They're generalist predators, so they can eat a myriad of different things, in which I will get into. But they're also cannibalistic, so they'll eat their own kind. They're cryptic species, or a lot of them are cryptic species, and can look like different things, like bark or flowers. They're great as pets as well, and pretty easy to have as pets. So about their eyes, pretty cool. As I've said, they're great for seeing long distances, up to 60 feet away, in fact. And they have 5 different eyes. So 2 compound eyes and 3 ocelli. So what are ocelli? It's those 3 little eyes between the antennae. Yes, those are eyes. So what those are responsible for are light detection. And then the 2 bulbous compound eyes on the sides of its head that look like it has little black pupils, they are responsible for detecting movement and depth perception. So stereo vision, what is that? If you think of chameleons, they're also able to have stereo vision. Why? Because they have eyes that are capable of seeing 2 different pictures at once, jamming them together to make a huge panorama of vision. It's super cool. About the pupils on the compound eyes though, what are they really? Because they're not pupils. And if you feel that they're looking at you, they're really not. If you can imagine erasing those pupils, it looks like little bug eyes, just like any other eye, instead of a person's eye. So these are called pseudopupils. What's really happening here is light is being absorbed into the compound eye and being thrown back at you to look like a dark speck. So if it does look like a mantis is looking at you, you're probably shining a bright light on it. Here's a close-up image. It shows you very well what the ocelli look like up close and personal, and those giant compound eyes. The arms. So these predatory raptorial arms are one of the most incredible features of the mantis because it makes it so cannibalistic and predatory. It strikes super quickly, so the prey doesn't even know what's coming. It's 2 times the speed of a blink of an eye from what I've found. And also from what I've found, it's about 50 to 70 milliseconds quick. So you barely will see a thing. And according to this video, in which I can't play because it'll mess up the video, it's 0.027 seconds, so very quick. The spines on the forearms are on the femur and the tibia. They're useful for keeping the prey in lock, so it's not going to escape from the predator's grip. And they extend pretty far too. Mantids are very flexible. Here's a picture, an animated picture of the abducting legs, or raptorialis. So as I've said, it's very spiny on the femur and the tibia. Nothing's gonna get out of that grip. Pretty impressive. But what do they eat? What's gonna be in those raptorial legs? So they can eat small insects, but they also can eat larger animals like rodents, birds, bats, and frogs. They're kind of like zombies too, in the regard that they eat the heads first, mostly. Here's a close-up picture of a mantid eating a hummingbird. It's pretty graphic, but it's there to prove to you that they can eat birds, much larger than their own body size. So, what happens when the predator is also the prey? So, bats send off something called echolocation in order to find their prey, but what do mantids do to combat this? They can use ultrasonic hearing in order to detect the echolocation of the bats and avoid it. So they use this to their advantage because they don't want to be eaten. So they dive off whatever elevation they're on or branch, and 80% of the time it works out and they get left unhindered. But if they are caught, they will fight back. So the ultrasonic hearing can be up to 20,000 hertz, which is a little over what a human being can hear, and that's pretty impressive to me. But it does this with an ear in their chest. And once they figure out that there's a bat nearby, they'll do the power dive, which is what that dive is called, to the ground, and it's pretty effective. As for flight, that's not going to be their go-to for getting away from predators. So what's going to happen is they usually go for jumping, and then they use their wings for balance when they land the jump. But as far as appearance goes, their forearms are very leathery, as a cockroach's is. They're also very closely related to cockroaches, as are termites, believe it or not. The hind wings are going to be membranous, just like that of a roach's. And mantids can use this as a display, saying, "Don't get close to me, I'm dangerous, and I will probably eat your head." So some mantid species, or a lot of them actually, are incapable of flight, and they'll have a rudimentary wing set, where it's barely a set of wings whatsoever, or not at all. If they do have wings, though, they are either unable to fly with the wings, or they can't go a long distance at all. The wings, like I've said, are mainly used for balance and defense. So, the babies are also wingless, and they use the wings for balance once they develop the wings. But if you have them as a pet, keep in mind that they are numerous when they come out of the egg sac. Here's a picture of an egg sac surrounded by babies to give you an idea of what that's like. But yes, these wingless babies can be emerged from the egg sac easier by keeping the enclosure warm, because it emulates summer. So the babies are going to merge in the summertime. If you're worried about having a moving bug that's live, and you're worried about the babies not being able to eat it properly or catch it in enough time, don't worry too much, because they can go a pretty long time without eating, approximately 2 weeks. In North America, there are a variety of mantid species that exist, and only some of them are native. So this one right here, the European mantis, is non-native. And it's Mantis religiosa. You can tell that its head is pretty bulbous, like most mantids are. And then the leathery forewings are pretty short compared to a lot of other mantids. This Chinese mantis is also non-native, but it's found in North America. Mantodea sinensis. You can tell, comparing to the previous mantid, that it's got a tiny head, but a much longer set of wings and a much longer thorax with a thick abdomen. This baby right here is native to North America, the Carolina mantis, Stagmomantis carolina, and it looks like it has a pretty much normal head compared to the other two. It's got a long thorax, maybe a little bit of a shorter abdomen, but no wings there that I see, or at least a rudimentary wing is there. So it's not going to be able to fly anywhere. It's just jumping. For the mating ritual, which is what most people think of when they think of mantises, the female will devour the male's head during the mating process, and the body afterwards for nutrients for the babies, which is pretty metal. But the male, however, will continue to pump or get it on with the female even hours after its head is devoured. This is due to nerves responding in the abdomen long after the head is gone. So it's not a conscious thought that they're pumping. This is another video that I can't really play during the video or else it'll mess everything up. But yes, crypsis is what brings this all together because I think that's the most impressive part of a mantis. They can look like tree branches, bark, twigs, flowers, live and dead leaves, like leaf litter. And here are some interesting photos of that. I especially love the one on the bottom middle because it looks like an outstanding alien that I want to see. But yeah, that closes up my presentation. Thank you so much for sitting here and watching for the last 10 minutes or so, and I hope you learned something. Alrighty guys, have a great rest of your day, and share this knowledge with your friends. Bye.